So this is hole one. It's a par 3, 468 feet. It's got an elevation drop of, I don't know, probably somewhere around 30, 35 feet or so. But it just goes straight down the fairway here. And it's got a dog leg. Goes back to the left around that big tree down there in the fairway to the basket that sits underneath that in a pretty good sized boat arc. So if you go a little long, there's a little tunnel that comes into the backside, right beyond these 3 trees here. And if you go way long, yeah, well, you know. Had a little rain last night, so this is about the only place that really holds standing water, the longest anyways. Most of it all soaks into the ground throughout the rest of the course pretty fast. So this is, like I said, if you push into here, you still got a shot coming in through the backside here. If you end up over there, you know, you've really got a good shot at it. If you're in the middle, you kind of got these little trees right here to tend with, but you got the idea. You hear these birds? This is every day. And that's a look back up the fairway. So hole 2 is a 205-foot par 3, dog legs right. It's got 2 lines that you can hit. There's a little inside line right here. Just kind of takes the bend out of it. And then the big wide line, which is out here, more direct at the basket. Nothing really in its way. This is the intended line. I guess the other line just kind of appeared as we were clearing stuff up and cleaning stuff up. So hole 3 is a 245-foot par 3. It's straight down the middle with a little curl on the end back to the left. I want to point something out that there is a slough that runs the full length of this hole. That's casual water. It's not a penalty. It's not a hazard. If you go in it, just pull out, throw from there. You're good to go. So down here towards the end is where OB is going to start. That bleeds over into some other people's property. And this is where the OB is going to be. There's a pink line. May or may not be able to see it. Pink line that runs down and it continues all the way down to the end of the property. And the pink line is OB. You cross it, you're out of bounds. You know the rules. But coming into the basket, like I say, once it comes in, it's usually just a little curl around to the basket, and you're there. This is 2 and 3 are good birdie holes. Same thing with 4. These are holes you want to try to score some birdies on while you're playing them. But on to 4. So number 4 is a 190-foot par 3. 2 shots on this one, straight at it, or there's a hyzer line right through here. It does have OB that runs the full length of the fairway and beyond, actually. It's marked by a pink line and some green stakes. But there's a fence post in front of this basket. This is one of the property lines that run across here, and there's several fence posts on the property. I want them all left, so that's why this one's in front of the basket. I've played 48 rounds out here so far, and I've yet to hit this post, so it's not in the way. But I have hit that basket a couple of times. That's looking back at it. Just a short little straight up the gut hole. It's pretty narrow. I like the hyzer line. I think it's the coolest line. It's you know, if you hit it right, you're going to come right through here into the basket. Anyways, on to 5. Hole 5 is a 281-foot par 3. Basket's kind of sitting back here in the corner. You'll see the property lines when you get back there. But there's a line that goes through here. It's a big turnover. A smaller turnover that goes right through here. And then a hyzer line that goes right through here. Your choice of which one you want to take. The intended line made was this one over here coming down this side, which is right through this gap. And then through here, this was the original line on the hole. And then it opens up straight to the basket. This is the center line right through here. And it's, I mean, it's not perfectly straight, but it's just a really mild turn. Hole 6 is a 226-foot par 3. The basket is straight through there. It's almost a straight shot. There's also a couple little left or right shots that you can go through there. This is the first hole on the course that plays water. This is the first hole that plays Caney Creek. It's the only hole on the front 9 that plays water. But the creek is about 15 feet right of the basket. So the turnover shot or the forehand shot, it's a dangerous shot to come in with. The straight shot is the shot that I take because I've already put 3 discs in there and you're not getting them back. Don't even try to get them back. Once they're in, they're gone. This is deep and it's nasty. And there's no telling what's in there. There's a snake in there right now. Look at him. What is that? That's just a water snake. Where's he at? There he is. That's the things you see out here. I stepped up here yesterday and stepped right next to a cottonmouth, so I'll look around whenever I'm walking around now. Yeah. So there we go. So hole 7 is 283 feet, par 3. So right in between those 2 trees there and straight up the fairway. And it just comes down and, you know, curls back to the left just a little bit behind this big old boat arc. And that's looking back. So hole 8 is 258 foot par 3. It's kind of got 2 lines. One is just pushing it up the fairway and getting it turned back into the basket there, or fade back into the basket. And the other one is to push it right through here and then come in the back door. Right through here. And that's looking back. So hole 9 is a 390 foot par 4. It runs back up the hill and goes back to the parking lot where you first start. But it's a tough hole. It's got a really narrow fairway. I think it kind of helps equal out the course. You know, as many easy holes as there are, you really need an equal number of hard holes. And this one's pretty tough, along with 5, this one, 10. Some of the hardest holes out here. You can push your disc down into here. This is where you really want to try to be. Then you've got a shot back up at the basket. But there's lots of little gaps to get through here. It's just a tough hole. People showing up to play. Howdy, howdy. And that's looking back.